Alright, welcome back. So, if you haven't seen the other video yet, we go ahead and let you know we're going to be talking a little bit of politics, and it's going to be titled the second part two of Why I'm Ashamed of America right now. In the meantime, if you're not here for that, if you want to see this, we took 8th place last time after taking first. With Tess, I'm surprised. I don't know, but we're going into it. But the idea of closing borders and everything to take away the safety of everybody, the idea of taking amendments away of being able to freedom of speech and the weapons, and it's like, okay, well, think of all the mass shootings. Okay, well, I mean, if you think about it, there's several million people in the country, and like less than 100 of them did mass shootings. Percentage wise, that's like 1% of the country has done a mass shooting. Less than. So, and how many times have they been stopped by citizens? How many robberies, home invasions, like just in general? Oh, we get to try again. Nice. Pirates and Murlocs still? Yep, definitely. How many of these have actually been stopped by normal everyday citizens who were allowed to carry a gun? And I think that the problem isn't guns. I think And the next part is, okay, take the guns. If you really, really feel like taking the guns is a smart thing, let's look at how everything else that's been outlawed has been working. Because I don't know if you know this or not, but majority of the country has been illegally smuggling in weed.
Are you ready?
Weed was not approved for the longest time. But how many of y'all smoke it? I can't smoke it because I'm allergic to it. But even if I could, I just never did because I just recently learned I'm allergic to it. But I learned it going to somebody's house because I was a delivery boy. But I don't like the idea of drinking alcohol or anything because I like to have a clear mind. But I never disapproved of anybody doing it because, as far as I was concerned, I think that's a stupid law. I actually think it should be legal to have marijuana. Other drugs, not so much. But I don't have a problem with marijuana. I don't think that it really hurts anything. I just think that they should be held at the accountability of they don't need to be allowed to drive or handle machinery, just the same as alcohol. And I also don't think that the rights should be taken away from job owners to decide that they don't want to let anybody that does do it have to work with them. Like, if they choose that they just don't want to have any of that in their business, they should have the right to say, yeah, if I do a drug test and marijuana shows up in your system, you're still not going to be working here no more. Just because it's against the way that they believe. Even if it is legalized, they should still be able to put that boundary up there. And if they did legalize it, I don't think that it should stop you from being able to smoke it on your front porch or anything like that. Or if there was some kind of bar for that, then go for it. But don't do it at a restaurant. Don't do it out like you're doing smoking right now, where you're supposed to be going out so many feet away from a business entrance, but you're doing it right at the front door. So when people come out, their smoke is still coming right into their face, and they don't have a choice but to suffer through it. Because you enjoy smoking doesn't mean that everybody should have to suffer through that.
I've got some fresh requests.
It's the whole point of outlawing it in the first place was to make it fair for everybody, so they didn't all have to suffer from somebody else's. Let's see, we fought Galacron. He did Murlocs. We want to do Murlocs. Anything else. We're gonna take this loss heavy, but I'm gonna buy both of those and I'm gonna play him. But I think that as long as the people would respect the boundaries of other people, we wouldn't have this problem. So we could let marijuana be a thing. People just don't smoke it in front of other people. Because I know if I was going to a store to get something and then I come out and somebody was sitting there smoking weed and blew it right in my face, and my lungs started closing up on me and I passed out from that, I'm gonna be pissed off somebody when I come back. And I'm gonna find that person. I'm going back to jail, you know. But it's not a matter of being a jerk because I think marijuana is a bad drug. It's a matter of I don't do it. I'm allergic to this stuff, and there should have been boundaries put in place to make sure that I didn't have to have my health compromised because you want to smoke. Even if I don't mind that you smoke, just don't do it in front of me so I don't have to worry about my health. Now, I also think prostitution should be legal because the fact of the matter is that it's your body to do with as you please. And ultimately, the only reason why as many people do get hurt in that ring in particular is because it's been illegal this entire time. And honestly, I believe that the only reason why prostitution and marijuana is illegal is because it gives the country something else to profit from at the end of the day. And it's literally just a racketeering scheme at this point because they know it's not going to stop and that there's really nothing that bad about it, but they can't make money off of it unless it's illegal. So that's why it's illegal. Literally, that's the only reason why. So, yeah, I think that that's crap. Try to make some moves here. Take the divine shield. Sell this, and we don't need this one anymore, so.
Hey,
Looking for the health gainers.
Here's your reward.
That'll work. Pirates. The last person we fought was him, and I'm sure he was doing demons, yeah. So then that's where we're sitting at with that. It's like, okay, there's some politicians on either side that's approving of these things. One says he wants marijuana, one said prostitution. Trump's against both of them. It's like, but I still think that Trump is making our financial decisions good. At least I did until it came down to this coronavirus. And this coronavirus thing has been the biggest, like, crusher of my soul in this entire situation. And why, ultimately, I am completely ashamed of this country as we speak. Because at this point, we have a virus that has come out that has been completely ravishing and devastating country after country. And it's one of these things that we could have avoided taking as much damage from this as we have if we had just been smart about it. And we should have been smart about it because we should know better in this day and age. Like this, we're not in the Middle Ages. We should have been able to shut everything down. We communicate electronically with every country. We should have been able to make sure that we didn't get caught with our pants down. Me and my girlfriend knew about this virus when it was still in China. And we heard Trump talking about how he wanted to stop trades with them until this virus was under control so it didn't get here. That was before it got here. And it's every time he tried to stop it, it was being fought against. It had to become a Democrat versus Republican fight. It's a virus. The entire human race is in danger, and you had to turn it in to a political thing. So people are getting sick and dying because of politics. Stupid. We should be better than that by now, but we're not. There's race riots and bigotry starting up again because of foolishness being brought on by politics in general. It's all politics. Why? Why is it having to be made uncomfortable to be around somebody that I shouldn't have to be uncomfortable around just because of the fact politically it's set to be that way? It shouldn't. And that's stupid. It really is beyond dumb at this point.
That's what I would have picked.
There we go. I want that. So I need to sell you.
You're down a minion and
Play
up a
this.
gold.
I'm gonna sell both of these. Buy him. I really want him. We all got health. You need to come here because we gotta grow more. Hopefully we won't die here. But, and I'm saying it's politics because it started out with Trump being on the side of we need to put more caution up and we need to stop this. He wanted to shut the country down. What we needed to do. The second it got into our borders, we needed to stop everything. That boat that was out there needed to stay out there. let the virus run its course, and then once everybody was completely clear of it, then you could bring it back. Couldn't do it. They just could not do it. People was refusing to stay out there, and it's like, why? Why do you feel so privileged that you feel like it doesn't matter that you're going to get other people sick? Because you are more important than everybody else. And that's the thing. That's the mindset of Americans right now. Is everybody has that mindset that they are better than somebody else. That nobody else matters but them. The worst part is it's even getting to the point where it's like the fear of death is so far gone now that nobody even considers the idea that they could die tomorrow. It's literally just a matter of I'm gonna live forever, and I just want to be happy while I'm doing it. And if anybody else is upset with it, so be it. And it's like that's really ignorant. That is actually ignorant. Like nobody's better than anybody else. You think that that person that got hit by a truck earlier today? I'm not saying that I know for a fact somebody got hit by a truck. I just know somewhere in the world somebody got hit by a truck. And it's just the law of averages. Do you think that person was just some background character that didn't have a brain? For real? Are you that disclosed from the world? You don't believe that that was a fully functioning human being that was smart, got A's in some grades, maybe a B. They might have been an honor student. Something distracted them for a second, and that was it. That's all they needed. Something went wrong. I'm sitting here doing this recording right now. At any moment, some mad person could decide that they want to come in here and try to rob me and shoot through my door and catch me in the head, and I'm dead. I don't get to come back from this. I'm not a background character. I am a human being who has dreams and hopes and has plans for the future, has plans for today and tomorrow and 10 years from now. But that doesn't mean I'm going to make it to that. Guaranteed. And that's just it. Like, that person who got run over, they might have been literally, tomorrow could have been the day they were going to graduate and become an official doctor and everything. Their whole life was going to change. But now it's over. And it's because they were inferior to you somehow? It happened to them and it can't happen to you? No. And that's the whole thing here. It's like, people need to open their eyes. The world is so much bigger and serious than what's being put together out here. And it's just ridiculous to watch people acting like it's not. Like the world revolves around you. No. The whole universe does not circle you. You're not the sun in this universe. Because if everybody was the sun, we wouldn't be nowhere. Because everybody would be the sun. I mean, literally, we can't all rotate around each other here. That's just it. So we got people who are like writing rules and changing laws to fit their needs, their desires, their wishes. We have somebody coming up here saying, I want to live this way and I want to be this way. So I think the entire country, nay, the entire world, should have to rewrite the way that they think, the way that they feel, the way that they perceive things, and rewrite laws so that the thing I desire is the way it is now. And if it isn't done that way, I'm offended.
Keep up the momentum, friend.
And if I'm mad, it's because you're messed up. It's because you're a bigot or tiny brain. You're not, what is the word, woke. I'm like, no. Just not a baby with my feelings on my sleeve who thinks that everything should be handed to me. I understand that there are other people on this world that I have to share my space with. I don't want everybody to be exactly like me. That takes half the fun out of being here in the first place. We gotta see who the last person was we fought. What did he have? He had dragons. We don't want dragons. I don't want to buy him, but I kind of feel like I have to. Fighting Bigglesworth. I don't know how tough he is. He did 19 damage to Ysera. And killed her. Alright, that's not good for us. There's a triple though. That is good for us. I love this guy. I'm sorry. I'm always gonna buy him. Nothing. Let's see what we get. 5 stars. Ah, brand. If I get that, are we gonna survive Bigglesworth to use it though? We're gonna try to.
So many shinies.
Anything else here? I think we'll sell that and buy that. Nah, I'm just gonna let it go. But in fact, I'm gonna do this because I feel like they always attack the back row at some point. But one of the problems here is that we're dealing with the fact that this isn't a generation of in the 90s everybody was like, okay, well, we're middle class and everybody's kind of like
I
stable.
think you can win this thing.
So now we're bored and depressed. 2000s. Okay, well, some of the money's starting to go away now, but we're ready for some new stuff to happen, and we're ready to get rowdy and crazy again. It's all right, cool, fun. And it's like we become the generation of babies. How? How did we go from being cool and trying to be like, let's all be equal and fair to one another, to, okay, if it's not my way, it's no way. Like, really? Like, that's so stupid. There's so many rules I've seen, and the worst part is that the biggest problems that we're having right now is all happening because of all the rules. And I will get into that in my next discussion, which will be right after this video. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Hope you are enjoying the conversation. Feel free to chime in and throw in some comments because I would love to hear somebody else talking to me about this so we can have discussions. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.